Hello and welcome to Wake Up with Dr. Cheryl, Wealth Transformation. I'd like to start with something funny. What is Mozart doing right now? Decomposing. Wake up to being totally honest with yourself. Wake up to being fully aware of every thought that goes through your mind. Wake up to your wealthy consciousness. Wake up to this equation. Your mind plus your heart plus your body equals your spiritual wholeness. Wake up to putting your relationships first in your life. Wake up to knowing that there are no problems, only challenges that have opportunities for solutions. Wake up to your unconditional love. Wake up to knowing that the universe provides more than enough love, money, food for everything in your life when you keep this in your mind and your heart in every moment. Wake up to having and being disciplined with your mind. Wake up to disciplining your mind to think only positive thoughts all the time. Wake up to stopping the negative thoughts. When they come into your mind, don't let it go. To your heart, there is more than enough money on this planet for everyone to be millionaires, and it all starts in your mind, heart, and then actions. Wake up to trusting your higher self. Wake up to knowing when you take care of your mind first, that healthy behavior will follow in all areas of your life, heart, body, and spirit. You can't have one without the other. Our guest this evening is Jenn August. This is the first segment of a two-part segment with Jenn August. Jenn August is a certified success coach, hypnotherapist, and international speaker. Her patent hypnotherapy process has gained her recognition as one of the world's leading experts in removing subconscious blocks to success. Jenn went on to study graphic design at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. During the summers, she performed at comedy clubs and with comedy troupes in her hometown of Los Angeles. She started writing comedic songs and then began writing more emotional songs reflective of her spirit. Her focus quickly turned from comedy to songwriting. She earned money by playing music in her college town and eventually recorded her first album called Change the World. Jenn is the founder of thesoundofgiving.org. Today she focuses on Beyond Business for Women, the Wealthy Mind Warrior. Her process here helped her clients double, triple, and quadruple their income and relieve fear, doubt, and feelings of unworthiness. Through her work, she helps her clients see their true selves, their true gifts, and their true mission so they can begin to live a life of clear purpose and abundance. Jenn works with multi-million-dollar businesses to training companies to help their clients get the best results with their training systems. Jenn is a business hypnotherapist and a success mindful expert, mindset expert, and a musical philanthropist. Jenn, thank you so much for coming and joining our, and I know we're going to have a wonderful conversation.
I have no doubt.
Absolutely, and I did your introduction, and so our audience and our viewers know what you do, or what the beginning of what you do, because our conversation will unfold to however this is going to unfold. Yeah. So please give a little bio, just talk a little bit about, I didn't get a full length, but tell me where you're from and how you got to be where you are. And then we'll get into some really good conversation.
Beautiful, yeah. Well, I grew up in Southern California, and I just, even as a little kid, I remember my mom took a photography class, and there was a picture of a man eating out of a garbage can. And I remember, even when I was little, thinking to myself, why is this man eating out of a garbage can and we have a home? And even as a little girl, I knew there was something off. I knew that we really all do have the ability to be incredibly successful. And I really didn't have to face that question really intensely until I started my own business. And I was working so hard and I wasn't making any money. I literally was money resistant. And I did everything that coaches told me to do and all the steps, and I still couldn't make any money, and it didn't make any sense.
So tell me, what was your resistance?
Well, what I discovered, which I didn't know, was that I didn't know until I went to this party and I met this hypnotherapist. I went to my friend's book signing party. You know, when you're not feeling very successful and, you know, everybody else seems like they're really successful, you just want to hide. And it was like going to my friend's book signing party, I was like, and going to celebrate his success, I just was feeling like I wanted to hide. But I'm like, I didn't want to be that kind of person that couldn't celebrate someone's success. And I knew something had to change. And even that morning I was on my knees going, help, I know I'm here to serve. I know I have a gift to give, and I know it's not just my job to suffer and feel worthless. And I met this hypnotherapist, and I remember I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I help people edit the movie in their minds to have a happy ending. And I worked with him, and it just tripled my income. I felt amazing about myself for the first time ever.
And isn't it true that it always starts from the core of who each individual person is?
It does. Yeah, it really made me realize how much programming I had that made me turn against myself. And then I was like, I want to go back for the others. I was blessed by this gift of understanding how to help people change their belief systems about themselves through, and then I became a hypnotherapist and a success coach. And it's been such an incredible journey, because what I know and I didn't know before, but I was hoping, and that little girl was hoping, that saw that picture, that everybody has a gift to give on the planet. Everybody has something to do here that's so vital and so important. And our programming can really stop us from doing it.
And that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
Where the negative starts is the programming that we have from our childhood.
It's true.
And from their childhood, and on and on and on.
That's true.
And we are blessed to be in an era where we can really rattle that cage and change.
Absolutely.
You know, change and I don't want to say DNA, but change the thinking process, because it all starts in your mind.
It really does.
You know,
Success is right here.
And then your heart.
Yeah.
You know, and then your body. So, I mean, I talk about that on my show.
Absolutely.
So, but you mentioned that you've done comedy.
Yes.
You know, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I come from a ridiculously silly people. If there's a silly gene, it's in my family. And like my grandfather, he would walk into an elevator and turn around and face everyone and say, "You're probably wondering why I called this meeting." You know, just super silly.
Yeah.
And
fun.
Yeah.
Fun. You got to laugh.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps us alive and healthy, is laughing.
True. It's true. But it was also, I grew up in an environment where my dad was a rageaholic, and it was like, I used humor to try to, you know, manage the energy and create peace, and it came, and then I started performing on stage, and it was a really powerful, wonderful tool to harness. And then before you know it, I started playing silly songs on stage, and then I started playing serious songs. You know, and my whole creative journey has been like, I guess, you know, I'm following the thread.
And that's the wonderful part that you've surrendered to.
Yes.
Is following that unfoldment of, as you call it, the thread.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's true. I think that I've always felt like I was here to serve, but it's an interesting contrast when you know, a lot of people that I work with, they're heart-based entrepreneurs. They want to give so much, and it's confusing when they feel unhappy with themselves, or they feel negative about themselves. And the beautiful thing is that not only am I able to help them clear these negative beliefs, because I say everyone's a Ferrari, it's just there might be mud on your windshield and your family and society programmed your GPS. Yeah. But the pain and the suffering, when that can be transformed, and it's meant to be transformed into their greatest teachings. Yes. Into their greatest offering. So it's like, you know, you've had the pain, now let's go for the gain. Like you wouldn't set this up for yourself as a spirit to suffer for no reason. No, and as I always say, is that in every challenge there's an opportunity. There really is. In every challenge. And if you look at it as it's a problem, I was just talking about that in my intro, and you know, if you think there's a problem and you get stuck at that, you're not going to get beyond it. But that's right. It's a challenge. It's an opportunity to grow. I mean, we're here to grow. We are. We are
to be
here
the best
grow.
that we can be on this planet.
It's true. It's true. And I mean, and there's that Einstein quote that says, you know, you can't find the solution with the mind that created the problem.
Yes.
And you're right, when people are looking at problems, one of the things I always talk to my clients about is you know, the world it's a giant mirror. And you are a powerful enough being to continue to bring to yourselves the things that you need to shift and you need to look at. And often there's not a lot of permission to have a spaciousness around making mistakes and trying because of the school system. Like I grew up
religious and school,
Yeah.
and government.
I mean,
It's
just
all those
you have to
three.
just get it right.
Whew.
Yeah, like there's no learning curve, there's no space.
Did you read Napoleon Hill's last book,
No, I didn't.
Outwitting the Devil?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that talks exactly how, you know, a lot of people aren't going to like me saying this, but it starts with the school, you know, the education, the
Yep.
curriculum, and the church,
Yep.
and the government, and how they brainwash you, you know, and how I know I've been brainwashed, but
Yeah.
I've certainly unraveled a lot of it.
Absolutely.
You know, so there, you
Yeah.
know, and we're in an era where that's all unraveling, and you
Yes,
have a
it is.
choice, and those that
It's true.
are afraid of it or stubborn, too
Yeah.
stubborn, it's going to be harder for them.
Absolutely.
Surrender. It's just, you know, and I think part of that too is people don't want to feel the pain,
Right.
you know, and they run from the pain. But
That's
once
true.
you feel the pain, you allow it to feel it, then you're free of it.
That's true.
I mean, that to me is so powerful when you allow yourself. But, you know, people have a choice.
Absolutely.
But once you get beyond it, you're free.
It's true.
Then you go on to the next one.
It's true. It's true. Or like an onion layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often talk about this kind of mirror method where you literally, you know, there's something that's happening in your life and it's uncomfortable, right? And a lot of people avoid it because of the pain. And then the first step would be like, well, imagine you're an all-powerful being that is bringing this to yourself so that you can heal it. Okay, so then the next step is you get to rage against the machine, meaning you get to have your reaction emotionally. You know, you might not want to do it on TV or do it on Facebook,
right.
but you get to kind of beat the pillow and feel the feelings and just rawr, you know, and let yourself have the emotion. And then the third step is actually, because our brains, our brains are connected to our emotion. I say cover your left eye because it's connected to the right side of your brain,
Right.
which is the emotion. Look
Yes.
up. And then look at it, just the facts, ma'am. What happened? Well, I got an email. Not, I got an email and it means this and it means that. You know, and pull the emotion out of it and look at it from the more linear part of the brain. And then ask yourself, well, if you set this up for you to learn, what did you learn? And then now what can you teach your clients or your children or the people around you? So really taking that and owning it as a gift you're bringing yourself.
And to me, just from where I come from, is that's part of unconditional love.
It is.
I constantly am talking about unconditional love, because when you can love yourself unconditionally, no criticism, no judgment, you know, and when you can do that, then you can do it to others. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
funny because in the last year or so, I've had some challenges, and it's like, okay, this is a very difficult situation. Not necessarily because I know that I have been in the right place, but to deal with a difficult person.
Yes.
It's like, okay, God, thank you. I get to exercise my unconditional love to this person,
Right.
because this person needs love.
Absolutely.
And so I just have to step back, and then what I do is I think through it, and I, feel, because now my heart and my brain are getting more synchronized
Sure,
all the
aligned.
time.
Yeah.
So I can process it faster,
Right.
and I'm saying, okay, this is an exercise for me to be able to share my unconditional love.
Right.
That's where I come from.
Oh, totally. How is this a gift instead
Yes, it's a
instead
gift.
of "Rrr, why me? Why me?
I mean, it's okay. You know, we do have
yeah,
our.
we need to have a little tantrum now.
That's
and then.
human. That's being human. You know.
Yeah.
And
Feel it,
you know,
have
I
it.
mean, I had to go through that just recently with my daughter, and you know, she's going through a lot of challenge. She's still young. She's growing up, but it's like she wouldn't give me her dress. And it's like she has so much stress going on in her life that she was taking out it on me. You know, it's like, okay, I had to pull back. I ended up hanging up on her, though, because she wasn't very nice about it. It's like, wait a minute. All I'm asking for is your address. I want to send you something. It's your birthday on Sunday. Anyway, she softened and she sent it to me. But it's like, you know, it's like, okay, I have to look at that and say, I love her no matter what. I love her no matter what. Unconditionally, I love her. You know, I have to give her space, and yet I had to get my space by hanging up. So that's just an example of one of the situations. There's thousands, hundreds, millions of them. But anyway, I want to talk about what you do as far as your hypnotherapy, and getting into some of the root, because you just shared a wonderful exercise about the left brain and the right side of your body. And this is when people need to understand that. You know, they need to be aware, become aware of that, so they can heal themselves.
Absolutely.
So please expand on that.
Well, I love to create compassion in people, number one, because I know when I was struggling in my business, and when clients are struggling in their business, when they come to me and need help, we tend to beat ourselves up, because we're like, what's happening? And I'm trying really hard. And the subconscious mind controls 95% of what we think, feel, and do. So if we could have changed it with our conscious thought, we would have. It's like a New Year's resolution mind is the conscious mind, and we know how reliable that is. It's not very reliable. Most people don't get their New Year's resolutions. And it's a terrible way to start off the year.
I don't even make them. I don't make them anymore because I have to be. I have to stay. I have to take the action. In order for me, it's like eating. Eating is a huge thing. And I'm healthier than I've ever been right now. And so it's like, okay, I'm changing. It's a hard thing to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, but I don't even like to say that it's a hard thing to do, because if you think it's hard, it will be hard.
Yeah,
See,
absolutely.
that's why I said you have to think about everything that you think. You need to be aware and conscious of.
Absolutely.
Because that is what's right in front of you.
Absolutely.
And that's what is coming in front of you. So
well, and I'd love to share a story just to illustrate kind of how this works, because to me, I feel so grateful that I get to do this with people. In a lot of ways, I get to help them edit the movie in their minds to have a happy life.
How do you create compassion in somebody?
Well,
that's what you had said. How do you do that?
The first step, before I share the story, is when I talk about the stoppable and unstoppable self. And to me, the unstoppable self is the part that gets people into business. It gets them into relationships. It's the parts like, I'm here to love, or I'm here to serve. It's just that like open-hearted. You just do it. Radiant, right? And that's who we really are. That's our spirit. Then the stoppable self, and we were born that way, as Lady Gaga would say, we were born, So, and the stoppable self is the programming on top of who we really are. So if you see a little kid, you can tell before they had what I call the original heartbreak. When little kids are like, you're my friend and I'm my friend, and this candy belongs to me and the sky's for me, right? And then they go through school, or they have an experience that creates the original heartbreak, which is a belief that it's not safe to be who they are, or there's something wrong with them. So what happens is it creates a protection system, which is like a security guard that protects us from doing or being that which is natural to us to keep us safe. So we're out in the world trying to grow a business or attract a relationship or whatever, but we have a protection system, and its job is to keep us small and hidden and safe, which is not the way we grow a business, not the way we go out there and attract the unconscious. And that's unconsciously happening. Unconscious, so when I was sitting there trying to grow my business and having no results, I just thought, obviously this isn't for me, or obviously, I don't have what it takes. But once that programming is cleared, like this one story I'm going to tell you about, because the subconscious mind has recorded everything we've ever experienced. It's like, zoom, it's right there. It's like a computer. It's our video store. It's a computer. Right in here. And this woman came to me because she wasn't making her follow-up calls. And the conscious mind has to have a reason. She's like, well, I'm not making my follow-up calls because I'm lazy, or because I'm not good enough, or obviously I don't care. you know, and it's this kind of self-abuse cycle that just makes her less and less shiny and radiant and attractive to ideal clients. And so we went into the subconscious mind through hypnosis, which is a natural state everybody goes into twice a day. If you're on Facebook too long and you're drooling, you know, or if you're driving and you're just rocking out to the song and you're zoning out and you miss your exit, it's just a natural state. But with hypnosis, we're using that natural state specifically to go into your operating system, your filing cabinet in your mind. So I basically got her into that relaxed state called hypnosis, and I said, when I count to 3 and snap my fingers, you'll be back at the very first time and place you ever felt what she said was a fear of success. 1, 2, 3, go, be there now. I said, what's happening? And she's watching her life like a movie. She's like, I'm 10 years old. And I said, what's happening? What do you see? She's like, my mom's home, I'm home, but my father was never home. So her father was very successful, but never home. So every phone call she was making in her mind meant she was abandoning her own children. So we cleared that belief because it's usually not even who we really are. No. It's just the mask or the machinery.
Which everyone has.
I know.
Everyone. It's like I want everybody to wake up to that.
Yes.
To be free and happy and pure and...
Absolutely. So we showed her subconscious mind the new picture and the true picture. The part of her that's really who she is. That it's not only safe to do phone calls, it's fun to do phone calls, and her income doubled and her time off with her family doubled because finally her machinery was on board.
She switched
with who
she made
really
the switch.
is.
The switch.
Yeah.
That's,
so powerful.
It was. Gift. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, no, that's wonderful, and we all need to do that.
Yeah, we do.
We all need to do that because life is too short.
It is.
And we need to have fun and be free. See, you know, mentally and emotionally free.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And so then you can really enjoy your wealth.
Yeah, and you can really enjoy being yourself and have compassion. And that's why I was saying I love going to speak and sharing with people. If you've tried to change it and you haven't been able to change it, it's your subconscious mind. It's not your fault.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and other steps need to be taken. But and I tell people to start being able to become aware of when they're taken down the rabbit hole, because who you really are in your spirit would never say anything anything to you that would close you down or make you feel terrible. It opens you up.
Yes, I mean that's what spirit's about, and each one of our souls is opening up and having that accessible at any moment, every breath.
It's true.
Oh!
It's true.
And when you realize that, and when you're living it, you know, it may not be in every moment, but when you're there, it's like, wow,
it's amazing.
This is what it's about.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah.
Yes, the rabbit hole. I keep seeing
the rabbit hole.
I keep seeing Deepak Chopra. He has one of those teachings with and he has the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think people are trying to get over their blocks and over their fears so that they can do their path.
Yes.
And I love to tell people the things that have been in your way are your path. You're here to share your challenges.
Yes.
You're here to serve, and often your ideal clients and the people you're here to serve might only be a few steps ahead of you, or you right there with you, but you're willing to share your challenges and you're willing to support people.
And this is a time for women. It is so important. You know, I have several different women organizations that I'm involved with, or that I have been, and it's like this is really a time for the women to get to that pure place, to emerge, so they're totally self-empowered.
That's true.
With spirit and
Absolutely.
Their own spirit, and I mean it is an exciting time.
It is. It is.
And it's not going to hurt men. In fact, it's going to enhance them.
It's true.
You know,
it's true.
You know, they don't have to do it all themselves, but it's going to help.
Right.
It's the good influence on them too, because men are part of the whole equation.
Absolutely. And really, you know, it takes a village, internal village and external village, and I think that there is space for everybody to shine. And, you know, I think that, you know, I know that we all have an encoded passion that we're here to unfold. And,
yes, well, that's why I'm doing this.
And it interlocks, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, because I want every every guest that I have on my show, I love to see them shine. Absolutely.
You're
I mean,
great at creating
that's
that space.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Is sharing.
Yeah.
Is sharing, and then helping people.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
assisting in maybe, you know, who knows who will see something on our show now that will say, oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what it's about.
It's true, because there is this, who am I to do this? Who am I to like be a coach or be a teacher or have a show? And it's like, if you're called to do it,
Yeah.
it's your path.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but
Well, life is not easy.
it's going to be joyful,
you know?
to let
I
yourself
mean,
have it.
However, you know, easily, I always say, you know, like for wealth, it comes easily and effortlessly.
Yeah.
And it's our minds that get in the way.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we have to be realistic as far as need and want.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
wants and needs. You get what you need.
Absolutely.
You get what you need every day. You get what you need.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't, then you're looking at it from a wrong perspective, mentally and emotionally. You know, it's all tied in.
Yeah, yeah.
This is probably a wonderful place to close, even though
Yeah.
our time has
Right.
come up so fast. But Jen, I so appreciate you and what you have shared. And I can't wait to get this out there, and because this is very valuable. And namaste, and thank you so much.
And thank you for all you do.
And bless you, thank you.
Bless you.
I'll leave you with this. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace, by Jimi Hendrix. It is very important to generate a good attitude, a good heart, as much as possible from this happiness in both the short term and the long term, for both yourself and others will come, by the Dalai Lama. Never give up on your pursuit of your purpose and your passion, and even if you don't know what that is, work with integrity and have a positive attitude. Wherever you work, and especially with your family and friends, be grateful for what you have, who you are, and be grateful for your freedom, and eat healthy. Good nutrition feeds the mind and your body temple. Don't forget to exercise. Move your body. Feed your spirituality with meditation and prayer, with unconditional love, and firstly, love yourself unconditionally, and share your abundance and wealth with others. Thanks for watching. Please support Marin TV that brings these messages. Remember, when fear knocks, let faith answer the door. Bye for now. Until next time.